Hello, I'm back for another track guide. We are at Circuit Zolder this week for week 2 of VRS GT Sprint Season 2 2022. We got a hot track this week. We've got a lot of very technical sections to work our way through, so we're going to get straight on with it. But before we do, check out the link. I can't do it backwards. There we go. Check out the link down here if you want to join in with Finding Speed community races, their broadcasts. There are prizes. We are following the special event schedule, iRacing special event schedule. So every time there's a big special event on, like the Sebring 12 hours or something like that, we will do a special event the weekend before, like a 2-hour sprint race, just for fun and for quality practice. So if you're up for that, if you want to learn more, then check out that link. Cheers guys, have a really good week of racing, and I will see you hopefully on the track. Cheers. Okay, so here we are at Circuit Zolder. It's race conditions for the week. It's midday. It's a hot track, 27 degrees. We're placing the car over the right-hand side of the track here. And before we reach the end of the Coke Zero signs, we are going to want to start our braking. Now, we're not going to brake overly heavily, but we are going to trail brake in. And really, we want to really cut off as much as we can at the apex, really trailed out of the brakes now. We're into third gear. And then ideally, the perfect situation here is to get a bit of gas on before we hit the curb. And that's going to help raise the front of the car up. That'll smooth the transition over the curb nicely. But we're not going to lay full power until the car's settled down again on the other side. Going to use all of the exit and then throw the car over to the left. Now we're looking towards the blue cone, and when it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 car lengths ahead, there's actually a nice little skid mark in front of us that we use as a bit of a braking marker. But the idea with this braking zone is to just sort of gently scrub speed. We're not braking hard. We're gently trailing the brake, obviously starting from a fairly high percentage of brake input, but you know, it helps to think about this as a speed scrubbing exercise. Really gently coming out of the brake really quickly, and we're already out of the brake and we're ready to go back on the gas now that we're on the apex. And it's basically the bit of the curb that's the dirtiest is what you want to aim for here. It's pretty straightforward. It sticks out really well. And since the track actually opens up really quite wide after this, we can afford a fairly early application of the accelerator. We do need to miss these bricks on the outside. That's going to cause you big problems. So now we're looking for the road access on the left here, just as we're about to hit it, we're going to brake really, really lightly, much lighter than before. This is a full just trail brake. We just want to lose just enough speed that we can bring the car in tight to the apex. And then we're back on the gas at the brakes. We don't want to ride those brakes. It won't hurt the car, but it will push it out very wide here. So we are looking for the 100 board on the right, and then between the 100 board and the next light pole, we're going to brake super heavily all the way over on the right hand side of the track. It's very easy to lose the right hand wheels onto the grass, so just be mindful of that. We're going to bring the car down to second, and then just as this dirt transition happens, we are going to start our turn in, and we're aiming just to take the nib of the red and white inside curb off on this initial turn in. And then we're nice and straight now, and you can pretty much straight line it from here. You can take off a lot of that curb on the right. You can even go onto the green a little. It's actually quite permissive. If you go too far, you're going to hurt the car. You're going to get a slowdown. And we're on really early gas there as well. So we're coming around the corner. We want to keep it tight to the left. And what we're looking for here is where the white paint line on the left hand side of the track goes from freshly painted to old and dirty. And we're going to start our braking just before that, and we're going to come down to second gear. And we want to keep the car over to the left hand side, right where the red and white curbing is on the left. And then at the end of that curbing, we're starting our turn in. And again, much like the last chicane, we are aiming to take as much of the red and white curb here as we can and position ourselves so we've got a fairly straight line to the next element of the chicane here. So you can kind of get your right hand wheels just on the white bump strips, but it's super easy to pick up 1Xs around here. So it's really is a trial and error, push and push and push until you're just on the edge of getting the off track, and that's where you need to be. So we gave it a little pump of gas right in the middle there, just to keep the car moving, and then I gently tapped the brakes just to push the front of the car back down again, so we get some good grip coming into the left hand bit here. And then we're really slow on the gas initially, and then to help us get some turn in here, we need to come out of the gas. Now the temptation is just to floor it after that initial bit of coming out of the gas to get the car to turn in. Don't do that. You need to build up the accelerator really slowly. Traction's a problem around this area. So you need to build up real slow and take as much of that outside curb as you can. And now maintain that steering angle, and you can just keep it flat around the rest of this section. It takes a bit of practice, but as long as you get the timing and the turning right, then it's easily done. So now I'm looking at the 100 board on the left, and there is a little kind of another pole immediately after it. I brake somewhere in the middle of that. You might want to brake a little bit earlier, but we are full. This is the heaviest braking zone on the circuit, full threshold braking. And then we want to be in first gear just at turn in so that we can drop out the brake, let the car swing, and then build up the accelerator nice and slowly and let it swing out. And we're just going to straight line around here. So now we are looking at past the 100 board again, between the 100 board and the next light pole here before the bridge. That's where we're going to start our braking. Again, it's very easy to lose the right hand wheels onto the grass here and spin it. This is the most dangerous element of the track, because the track's kind of it's kind of tempting you onto the grass, so you've got to be super careful here. So heavy heavy brake, and then we're gonna chew as much of this inside curb as we can. Now the temptation is just to put your foot down again quite quickly. We need to hold off a bit here, because if we push out too far to the right on this initial left-hander, then we've got nowhere to go to carry speed through the next right-hander. So we want to hold off here a little bit, be patient, and then we're coming out of the gas to promote that turn into the right. And again, we're going to build up the accelerator slowly on exit, because traction is going to be a problem for you here. Now, you can actually take a huge chunk out of this curb. And in fact, if you aim yourself towards where the end of the red and white curbing ends and the dirt starts, that's a really, really good exit point here. And again, super easy on that final part of acceleration out. And there we are, back across the line for our 1 minute 26 here at Zolder. Okay, still having technical issues, still getting back in the swing of doing the track guides, but we're getting there. I hope you find it useful. If you do, please do give the video a like. Please do consider subscribing to the channel for more of this. And if you want to join in with Finding Speed community races, you can do so at findingspeed.com/race, or join the Discord, findingspeed.in/Discord. Cheers, guys. Have a really good week of racing. Let us know how you get on in the comments below. And I will be back next week with another track guide. Cheers, guys.